Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special day because we finally got our hands on what might be the swan song of the gas-powered Chevrolet Camaro as we know it, the 2025 Chevy Camaro Z 28 Chevy has brought back the legendary Z28 badge for one last hurrah, and trust me, they did not hold back. This thing is an absolute track weapon wrapped in classic American muscle car clothing. So let's dive straight in and see if this is truly the ultimate track-ready muscle car. To start with the heart of the beast, the engine. Under that vented carbon fiber hood sits the same glorious 6.2-liter supercharged LT4 V8. You know, from the previous gen Camaro ZL1, but Chevy's engineers have cranked it up even further. We're talking 670 horsepower and 670 pounds-ft of torque. Yes, you heard that right, minus 670 of each. That's 20 more horsepower than the old ZL1 Leah, and it now matches the torque figure exactly. They achieved this through a larger supercharger pulley, revised intake, and a new titanium intake valve system that lets this thing breathe like an Olympic sprinter. The sound? Oh my god, even with the active exhaust valves closed, it snarls. Open them up and it's pure eargasm, a howling supercharger whining symphony that'll make Mustangs and Challengers hide in shame. Power goes exclusively to the rear wheels through a good old 6-speed. Manual transmission? No automatic option here? Because purists would riot. It's the Tremec TR6070 with shorter gearing than the ZL1 and an even more aggressive final drive. The shifter feel is heavy, mechanical, and ridiculously satisfying. Every shift feels like you're cocking a rifle. Now let's talk about what really separates the Z28 from a regular ZL1, the chassis and aero package. Chevy basically took everything they learned from the GT4 race car and poured it into this street car. You get a full carbon fiber aero kit, massive front splitter, dive planes on the bumper, a huge adjustable rear wing, and that wild wicker bill that adds real downforce at triple-digit speeds. Chevy claims over 1,200 pounds of downforce at 150 miles per hour, 1,200. That's hypercar territory. Suspension is the latest generation Magnetic Ride 4.0 with stiffer springs, massive anti-roll bars, and custom valve DSS V-spool valve dampers borrowed straight from the Camaro GT4 racer. Those Multimatic DSS V dampers are the same tech you find in Formula One cars and the Colorado ZR2 desert truck. They are witchcraft. The car reads the road 1,000 times per second and adjusts damping instantly. You also get carbon ceramic brakes as standard minus 15.7-inch fronts with 6-piston, Brembos, and 15.4-inch rears. These things are massive and give you ridiculous stopping power with zero fade, even after repeated 150 to 60 panic stops, rolling stock. You have two choices, the standard 305 section front and 325 section. Rear Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 RS, basically race tires with a 180 treadwear rating. Or you can step up to the even stickier Cup 2 ZP tires that were co-developed specifically for this car. Either way, the grip is insane. We're talking 1.25 G lateral on a skid pad without even trying. Inside, it's all business. You get heavily bolstered Recaro seats with red belts, a suede flat-bottom steering wheel, and a minimalistic cockpit. Chevy stripped-out sound deadening rear seats are optional delete, and you can even get a half cage if you want. The infotainment is the same 8-inch unit with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. But honestly, who cares when you're busy listening to that supercharger whine? So how does it drive? On the street, it's surprisingly livable if you keep it in tour mode. The ride is firm but not kidney bruising. The clutch is heavier than a ZL1 but manageable in traffic. And visibility is actually decent thanks to the thinner pillars. But the moment you switch to sport or track mode and find an on-ramp, holy hell. The front end bites instantly, the rear rotates exactly when you want it to, and the car feels a full size smaller than it actually is. Throttle response is razor sharp. The supercharger hits like a freight train above 3,000 revolutions per minute. And the mechanical grip from those tires is just obscene. We took it to a local track, 3 hot laps in. The tires were fully up to temperature, and this thing was pulling lateral Gs that made my vision tunnel. The DSSV dampers keep the car unbelievably flat through high-speed sweepers. The carbon brakes never flinched. And the aero package lets you carry at absurd speed through corners you'd normally lift in a regular Camaro. It's not just fast, it's communicative. You always know exactly what the rear tires are doing. And when they finally let go, it's progressive and easy to catch.